Hello my lovely friends, welcome back. I am popping in here today because I just got my hands on some of the new cardstock packs from Rosie Studios, and I was too excited not to share with you. So I'm gonna make a layout today because one of the packs that I got was matched the Heartfelt collection, which I was using last year in November to put together my wedding album. I'm just kind of slowly working through it. Like, I'm not attempting to finish an album, but now that February's rolled around, or just about here, I figured it's the perfect time to pull out my Heartfelt collection and make a couple more layouts for the album. So this cardstock is delicious. It's such a pretty quality. It is a textured cardstock, but it is a solid core, so it is the same color all the way through. And these packs are made to coordinate with collections. So they all have 6 colors, and there are 2 sheets of each color. You can see the colors down here. But they are beautiful. So this Heartfelt one has got these 2 almost corally pink colors. It's probably hard to tell on camera. My camera's going to have a conniption about it, but this is it's such a hard color to describe. It's a really dark, it's not black, it's not brown, it's not purple. I think it's my favorite color in the whole pack, to be honest. It's so unique. There is this kind of sagey green color, and like I said, there are 2 sheets of each one. This is a lovely soft cream, which works really nicely with the collection. Then a much lighter pink. It's still kind of a little bit blush toned, like peachy toned. It's not a cool toned pink. It's definitely a warmer based pink. And then a very pretty blue. It's not quite as dark as it's coming off on camera. I don't think. It's more of a kind of, that's more of a real tone to it there. It's a lovely collection of colors. And there are a few other packs in the store, but this is the one that I am going to work with today because it is so perfect for this wedding album. So I'm going to pop everything else away and put you on fast forward as we make this layout, which I will just note is not 12 by 12. The album that I'm doing for my wedding album is 8 by 8. So that's why it all looks a little bit smaller. First, I trimmed down that really pretty cream cardstock to the 8 by 8 size that I need for this album. And my photo that I've got is a 3 by 4. So obviously with a smaller sized layout, I need a smaller sized photo. I've scaled it down proportionally. And my idea for this layout is to have this kind of vertical column of photo and paper and embellishments, and I really wanted to use some of that cardstock as well as the pattern papers. I just really love having some sort of solid color in there as well as all of these patterns, and obviously this is a collection I have used a lot, so I'm going to utilize some of my scraps for this as well. It's only a 4-inch wide column that I'm creating, so I'm going to create this the exact size of my photo. I haven't left a white frame around the photo like I might usually do, because I have matted it on that really dark kind of charcoal. I'm going to call it cardstock, and that acts as the matte for this photo. So I want everything else to be kind of exactly that width, so the 4 inches, and then I'm just going to work out kind of the best placement for some of these patterns. I ended up cutting 4 of my little scrap pieces into 4-inch strips, and I think I'll only end up using 3 of them. It's not technically rainbow, I guess, but that's kind of the look that I'm going for. So I've got my photo, which is in black and white, and that's purely a design decision. It's kind of one of those, I don't know, it was one of the more
I don't know the right word. Funny's not quite the right word. It was a less than serious photo that we took that day. We were at this wool shed and there were numbered doors, and we liked the number 2. It works for us. There's 2 of us. We were married in February, so that was the month number 2. 2 just worked. And our photographer just had us stand there, stick straight and very serious. And so I kind of want to have a little bit more fun with the layout to contrast the rather silly seriousness of that photo. So you can see I ended up ditching one of those pattern papers. I've just used the 3, and I've kind of gone really dark at the top, and I'm kind of, like I say, fake kind of rainbow as we go down the page. So I've gone through blue and then pink, and then added that darker kind of coral cardstock at the bottom. So I really love this combo of colors. I really love this charcoal color. Calling it charcoal was just far too simplistic. It really is a color that's kind of, well, obviously difficult to describe, but just it has a lot of depth to it. So I really love it. Now I have been using that glitter foam word sheet throughout my album. I'm almost at the bottom of it. They are the titles for all of my pages. I had the word forever there, and I was just going to leave it at that. And I had intended to like pop that on top of my photo in that kind of blank space on the left of us, because my idea for this page was to have a lot of kind of tone on tone embellishments, and I wanted that title to stand out. So I thought the photo would be a great place for it. When I was going through the kind of embellishment packs though, because you know what Rosie Studios is like, there's like millions of die cuts and stickers and whatnot. I like to limit my options before I start, well, especially before I start filming for you guys, because honestly, it takes me forever to go through them. I knew I had a bunch of different die cuts and whatnot, but then I came upon this love one, and I thought it added a really nice touch to my photo, to my title, and it stood out because it had that white around it, so it kind of, it pulls that title together. So I adhered that straight down on the page. I'm not adding a whole lot in the way of dimension onto this layout. There are some puffy stickers and some chipboard shapes that I use, but that's it. I'm not adding any more foam. Everything else is really flat underneath there. And so that having that white border just really helps it kind of stand out amongst what is, it's not a busy layout, but this column is definitely quite busy. So you can see while I've been talking, I've been just kind of laying out embellishments, and I think I've already said that what I wanted to do was kind of have that tone on tone effect. That did limit me a little bit as to what was going to go where, because there was only a certain amount of colors, and because a lot of the embellishments and stickers are in colors that I haven't actually used on this layout, I was limited there as well. But I've got a whole bunch of little die cut hearts which kind of fill in that visual space. I've got a chipboard frame and some chipboard florals. I've added a little butterfly. Again, it's nothing too serious, this layout. It's just a general kind of love themed layout, so I don't have to be too specific when it comes to the types of embellishments that I'm using. I did have this little frame die cut, however, like photo frame negative, is that what you call it? A photo negative frame. I really loved it, so I'm going to tuck it in the side here. It's just going to pop sort of out of my column, so to speak. There are other pieces that are leaving the edge of that column, and so I really just liked how that worked. Now I really wanted to add the 1+1, I was going to call it a card. It is a puffy sticker, but a puffy sticker of a card, because again it has that number 2 in it. 1+1 is 2, so I really want to kind of play up those 2s. Oh, actually I've got another 2 on there down the bottom. One of those tickets has 2s. I just kind of liked the theme and I stuck with it. None of the layouts from my wedding album have journaling in them. I'm doing all of my journaling separately. They'll be tucked kind of into the album, but not on the layouts, especially with this kind of smaller size and bigger stories, I guess, for a pretty big day. It needed a little bit of extra space, so I didn't try to squish it on there. Now that's my layout done. Super simple. I love how that cardstock looks. If you see in these detail photos, I did add a few of the gold rub-ons as well. Once I stopped filming, I thought, oh, I want some more gold in there. So I added a few of those in there and then called it done. I will leave a link to the Rosie Studios store in the description box for you if you would like to pick up some of this cardstock for yourself. Highly suggested if you're anything like me, you use cardstock like crazy, and this is perfect to match with those collections. Hey, thanks for watching today, guys. I really hope you enjoyed the video. If you did, please go ahead and give it a thumbs up, and don't forget to subscribe to my channel if you haven't already. If you want to keep watching, I'm going to leave a couple of videos on screen. Otherwise, I'll see you again really soon. Bye!